Bang bang, Ace here. Welcome again to the Forever Phoenix YouTube channel. If you are brand new here, definitely look at the bottom of the video screen and hit subscribe. I bring some real cool content around topics dealing with spirituality, so buckle up because we got a heat wave of information that'll be coming moving forward. Today in this video, we're going to be talking about the 4 building blocks to establishing your spiritual foundation. And I want to let you know that this process is relatively easy, but it will take some time and some dedication on your part. But what you'll start to notice at the very beginning of just diving into just setting up your foundation and walking on this path of awakening is that you'll start to understand that when you go within, you'll start aligning some things within you, and you'll start to shift and shape a lot of things that are going on within yourself. And then what you'll start to notice after that is manifestations start taking place outside of you in your reality. So it's a really cool process. But before we get right into the information, I want to deal with one misconception that I see a number of people dealing with when they become awakened. The first thing that they start to do is compare. They want to know why their cousin has been woke for 5 years, 6 years, or this person and that person, and then they fall into judgment. They want to know, well, why is it taking me so long to get to this point? So I want to address that by telling you that, first of all, your life, your journey is on a certain path. There is no competition to this. We all get there. So when you come into this situation and you're realizing that you're awakening, this isn't the time to compare. This is not the time to judge. This is not the time to criticize. Honor the process. Honor your path. Respect it. Okay, because one thing I need you to understand is that when you become awake and you start to walk in this journey, you can leapfrog and just help so many people on the planet. So don't get caught up into, why did this happen, or why it took so long, or why is it happening now? Remove all that, honor it, jump into this pool of awakening and just start swimming through it. And I'm telling you, the more that you do it, the more that you honor the process, things will just begin to really unfold for you and line up with you within. All right. Now, another question that I get is that, well, how do I know, Ace, that I'm awakening? How do I know I'm going through the process? And I'm glad you asked. Okay. One of the things that happen for a lot of people that go through this process is that they start asking a lot of questions. Okay, questions start to bubble up to the surface or bubble up to their consciousness, and they start to question everything. They start to question their life purpose. You start to question your job, your relationship. You look around and you're asking, well, why are people doing things this way? Why do we have these laws? You start to notice more because you're more aware of what's going on in the present moment. So the questioning is a good indication that you're going through this process. And this is how it works. As the questions come up to the surface, come up to your consciousness, it triggers you to go within yourself and examine how you feel about the belief systems that you have on certain things and the paradigms that you're holding on them. And that's what's really cool about the awakening process, is because now that you're awake, you are presently, consciously analyzing and being aware of everything that's taking place in and around you. Something else for you to understand is that a lot of the programs, a lot of the belief systems, a lot of the paradigms that you're holding right now were installed in you, and you may not have even known it. And I'm going to tell you how that happens. It happens very easily. When we're born and we start to grow up, we trust the individuals around us, and we adapt to a lot of their habits. We adapt to a lot of the things that they do, and we make it our own And a lot of times we do this without questioning. Okay, so my father cuts the lawn this way, I'm going to cut the lawn this way. My mother does this, I'm going to do it that way. So we have so many influences around us that help shape our belief systems, help shape our paradigms. But a lot of times, again, they were installed in us without us saying, yes, this is something that I want to buy into. So as we're going through the awakening process, yes, things start to come at you from all different angles. And again, it gives you the opportunity to go within, examine, see how it feels within, and if it resonates, great. You permanently keep the installation there, but if it doesn't, the awakening process allows you to then make a change to reset how you really feel internally about that so that you could realign yourself and move forward. So it's a really, really, really cool situation. So again, honor and respect the process. The questions are going to bubble up. All right. Situations are going to bubble up, and you're going to start to go within, examine, see how you feel. Is the feeling really aligning with your truth? If it is, we move on. If it's not, we make a change without judgment and we keep moving forward. Okay, so I hope that makes sense to you. So now I want to get into the 4 building blocks to your spiritual foundation. And again, this is going to involve you taking time out of your daily life and working on your foundation, because the foundation is what sets you up to really cruise through this and continue to evolve, continue to adapt, and continue to really walk and live in your truth. Okay, so one of the first things that I had to do in putting together my my foundation was I had to put new information in my mind. Had to put new information in my mind, and I did this through reading. Okay, and you might be like, what, reading? Yes. And back when I first started, I had to put new materials within myself because I wanted to expand who I was. Okay, so I started reading books that did just what? It helped me remember who I truly was. Okay, and I'm going to give you one of the books that liberated me. It was books, a group of books called Conversations with God, written by Neale Donald Walsch. And I'm going to tell you something. As I was reading through those books, I felt an alignment of truth just come through me. And it was like, wow, this stuff was powerful. It was almost as if I was remembering my inner truth and I was helping to realign myself. Remember, if you take that word remember, the R and the E, then put a hyphen, remember means come together. And that's literally what the awakening process is about, is remembering who you truly are. Now, here's the key thing about the reading. You have to determine how much of this reading you're going to do every day. For me, it's 20 minutes a day. I read every day for 20 minutes because that's what I'm committing to. You may say, Ace, I haven't been reading at all. Well, hey, start with 10 minutes, start with 5 minutes. The key to this foundational block is pick something that you're comfortable with. I don't care if it's 2 minutes. Do it every day until it becomes a habit, and then you can scale up. Then you can go from 2 minutes to 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 20 minutes. Hell, you might find 30 minutes in a day. And again, this is to help expand you. All right. I'm going to give you another tip on reading material. When I first started, I felt I should read books on making money. Okay, and there was nothing wrong with that because I learned information in those books. But then something came through me and said, you need to read books that are going to put you together and create balance within your life. So I started reading books dealing with spirituality and dealing with concepts like that, because Now I understand, looking back, that those books get you together with your soul, your peace, the balance that you hold within yourself, your energy. And if you can get that right, you can attract anything materialistically that you're looking for externally once you have your inside, your energy, your vibration, and your frequency and balance with the universe. Trust me on that. So look for books that help build you as far as your character, build you as far as your energy, your vibration, and your frequency, because once you can do that, you can lock yourself in and then start cruising from then. But again, the key is to take the amount of time every day and dedicate it to putting the right information in you. Now, some people may say, well, Ace, I don't like to read. Okay, well then take in the information audially. Okay, there's a lot of audios out there. All right, some people like to visually watch videos like this. Do that. The whole concept here is to put new information within yourself that resonates with you to allow you to expand. And the more you grow, the more you can let go. Okay? So reading is the first building block. Number 2, writing or journaling. And I'm smiling because I got to be honest with you. This came to me through a meditation. And I'm like, what the journaling? What? Because I held a paradigm within me that only girls journal. You know, I'm thinking back to the 5th grade and girls with their journals with the little locks. Only girls did that. So I felt that journaling was a girly thing. Okay, that was my belief system and that was my paradigm. But I'm going to tell you something. Reading put new information in me to expand me. Journaling allowed me to purge. You have to understand, when I was going through my awakening, it was very, very painful, and I didn't have the support structure around me to help me. I didn't have a support structure around me that I trusted. You know, people came to me with their problems. I didn't have anyone that I could go to with some of the issues that I was dealing with. So journaling allowed me to get the information out of me in written form. And what's cool about it is the more I did it, the easier it became. I started journaling in the early 2000s. I think it was 2003. I journaled for 6 years straight. And I'm going to tell you what's so profound about my journaling, because as I go back and I look at some of the journals that I've written through, when I first started, my handwriting was very angry and hostile. Very angry, okay? But as time went on, my handwriting became a lot softer. You can really tell by looking at my handwriting that, wow, this is a point where things started to level out. Like, I still had problems and issues and challenges that I was dealing with, but my mental state, my energy, my frequency, my vibration was responding differently, and it was showing up in my writing. So when I go back and I look at where I started and where I was after year 1, after year 2, after year 3, there was a massive, profound difference. And that's why I can speak to you with so much integrity on this second building block, because it did a lot to purge things out of me. And again, you have to determine the amount of time that you want to dedicate to this. Okay, in the beginning, I didn't really chart a time. I just wanted to make sure that I put in 5 entries a week. Okay, and I'm just being very honest with you with how I did it. And all you need is to go to a convenience store and pick up a $1, $2 notebook and just begin writing. But make sure that you can, number one, feel safe writing, because it was important to me that nobody was able to look in my journal. So make sure that if you do this, that you are able to empty everything, all of the conflicts that are in you. You want to be able to empty out through words, through written form, and keep that in a safe place so no one can read it and then start judging. You don't want to deal with that at all, okay? But the exercise really, really works to clear out some of the things that you're dealing with. And after some time, I would write an entry about a person that pissed me off or this, that, and the other. And I found out that every time I did that, I felt different about that situation at the end of the entry. It didn't happen at first, but as time went along, this is what started to happen for me. So I started to notice some other things were taking place as I did the journaling over and over and over again. Okay, so don't bucket. Okay, so we got reading, we have writing or journaling. Building block number 3 is giving thanks, showing genuine appreciation for all the blessings in your life. And I have to tell you, when I started my awakening process, this was not one of my building blocks, okay? Just looking back, my journey and the things that I was trying to accomplish in my life, I believe with everything in me that things would have sped up if I would have incorporated this third building block to my daily routine. So in addition to reading, in addition to writing, and in addition to the building block that I'm going to talk to you guys about next, if I would have incorporated this thankfulness building block, things would have sped up. Giving thanks, showing appreciation for what you have, and doing it in a genuine way sends a signal to the universe that, number one, you already have it, and then the universe sends it back to you in a form of you having more of it. And I never got that in the first 5, 6, 7 years of working on myself, how important gratitude and appreciation was. Never got it. I was not a guy that woke up every day and was just verbalizing the offer for all the blessings I had in my life. I took all of that for granted, okay? I want you to understand, you have so many blessings that take place in your life every day. All you have to do is genuinely show appreciation for it. So every day I wake up and in my meditation, I show thankfulness for everything, my home, the health of my family, the opportunities that I have, my business partner, just all the people that are important to me, the love that's around me, nature. I look for all of the things that have been such a blessing in my life, and you know what? They just continue to flow in my life. They continue to come to me, and they come to me with ease because I'm in the vibration and in the frequency of just massive appreciation, massive thankfulness, massive gratefulness. I mean, there have been times where I have felt it in my system, just the appreciation for life itself, my health, all of the things that we take for granted. You know, there are times I'll sit on my deck and just look at the trees and just thank the universe for the beauty that I'm able to just put my eyes on and just see and to take in. I'm thankful for the deer that run through my backyard. I'm thankful for the rain. I'm thankful for the beauty that life just has to portray. And I'm telling you guys, do not take this third building block for granted. Show appreciation. Now, there's one thing that I want to add to this. Do not show this appreciation in a boastful way. And what do I mean by that? You can't fool the universe. So don't go around people talking about, oh, I'm so grateful for this. No, it doesn't work that way. Do it in private. Okay? this is something between you, your inner self, your true self, and the universe. And that's what makes this third building block so profound. So when I show gratefulness, and when I show thankfulness, and when I show appreciation, I do it with self. And I do it genuinely, because you cannot fool the universe. You can't fool the universe at all. So don't go around looking for validation from other people, because then what you're doing is you're showing that you're only doing it to support your ego. It's the things that we do when nobody's looking that are some of the most profound things that we do to help support who we are. Always remember that. Okay, so definitely incorporate that. Now, you may say, well, how much time do I need to put towards this appreciation piece? As much as you can. Every time I get an opportunity to see something that I feel good about, I show appreciation. I might do it mentally, I might speak it out loud. Okay, there are many times, every time I have revenue come into my business, people cash at me money, or I make a business transaction, I say thank you. I say thanks. Thanks for this blessing. Every time, as many times as I can, that I'm consciously there. There are times I forget it. I might have got a cash app for a couple $100 a couple hours earlier. I remember it later on, like, thank you for this blessing. Okay, because that is so important to me. And the more that you can do that, you'll start to notice that, wow, things just continue to flow. Why? Because you're in this frequency. You're in the frequency to make it flow. Okay, let's talk about number 4. Number 4 building block to setting up your spiritual foundation: meditation. I cannot even put into words or even express to you what meditation has done for my life. It saved my life. It has totally turned my life around. And if you don't know anything about meditation, that's fine. You know, I'm going to be doing a video on how to start meditating in an upcoming weeks. If you go through our Forever Phoenix YouTube page, there's a playlist where we have different meditations that we add on every week that you can just sit with and just listen to, and it'll put you in a meditative state. Okay, but meditation is one of the most powerful things that you can do for yourself. Powerful. And again, it's going to take some time out of your day to get rolling. All right. If I miss meditation, it's like I miss brushing my teeth every morning. It's not anything that I just skip. That's how profound it is to me. It's like you waking up, you taking a shower, and you go outside without putting any clothes. You wouldn't do that. Well, I don't try to leave my house unless I have meditated. That's how powerful and that's how important meditation is to me. Okay. Now, if meditation is something that you're new with, this is the other thing you can do. You can take some time out of your day and sit with yourself. Okay, just sit with yourself without any distractions,